What we have here is a brine maker. There's a lot of misconceptions about liquids. There's a lot of misconceptions about brine. Liquid is not primarily for melting snow and ice. It will melt snow, and we can talk about how much. Primarily what liquid is for is to break the bond between the pavement and the ice and snow. You do that in a pre-application. Municipals that I know of and some contractors are starting to use brine after they've plowed as well, because you can still put down a lot less and accomplish your goal of reducing your salt. The issue is we're trying to save chloride. The way we make money as contractors is that we're going to save the amount of salt or other chemicals that we're using. So if you're paying $70 a ton for rock salt, remember salt brine is nothing but water and salt. That's it. Salt brine material at $70 is going to cost you 8 cents a gallon. I was paying $2 a gallon. So I didn't do a whole lot of pre-treating because it wasn't cost effective. But I did put liquid on all of my salt, and just by doing that one thing, I cut my application rate in half. So 50% savings in salt and a 45% saving in cost. So let's say you have $35 in costs per lane mile or per acre. If you're using salt brine, let's say at 30 gallons an acre. 30 times 8, $2.40. You got $2.40 an acre in your brine versus $35 an acre. On sidewalks, if you're using 1 gallon per 1,000 square feet, that's equivalent to basically the same as using 40 gallons, 41 gallons on your parking lot. So you can see it's right there in that same range. 1 gallon per 1,000 square feet, you're talking 8 cents in costs. Versus ice melt, for that same 1,000 square feet, you're talking about $3.10. That's a 90% reduction, not only in cost, but in chloride. Not only cost, but let's talk about how green it is. If you're using salt and you're putting down 3/4 of a ton, how many pounds is that? 1,500 pounds, right? Using brine and you're putting it down at 120 gallons per acre, that's 345 pounds. Guys, that's a 77% reduction in your salt. So what we've come up with here is a machine for small municipals and for contractors. This machine hooks straight into a garden hose. Now we own Henderson, so I can get you a machine that does 9,500 gallons an hour. What's the difference? 9,500 gallons an hour, what do you do with that 9,500 gallons? You got to put it in storage tanks, right? And store it. So I'm going to suggest you buy one that makes 1,000 gallons an hour and put it in the same storage tanks and spend $100,000 less. This machine is fully automated. The computer controls everything on it, including the percentage of brine. Brine needs to be at 23.3%, and this machine is computer controlled at 23.3%, okay? So when you get it, it comes just like it is. It comes on a skid so that you can move it around. You plug it into a regular garden hose. You plug it into 220 50 amp service. You fill the hopper with salt just like you would a hopper on a truck, dry salt. Take about 5 minutes to show you how to program how many gallons you want. Everything else is already programmed. So it can make a batch, which is fill the front and the back tank, or you can make 100,000 gallons without it stopping as long as you keep salt in the hopper.